Welcome to Work Your Hip Mobility and Flexibility. Get ready to enhance joint mobility and boost flexibility through targeted movements. Let's dive in. Go ahead and get yourself set up into child's pose and take your favorite variation. We'll stay here just for a few breaths to settle in and to get focused for the practice ahead. In today's flow, we'll oil up those joints with repetitive movements. As we progress, notice how each round makes the movement smoother, enhancing your range of motion. This helps to prepare your muscles to stretch with effortless grace. Take one more breath here in your child's pose. On your inhale, lift your head and come up into tabletop. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. We'll take a few rounds of cow and cat here. So as you inhale, lift the head and tail. And then exhale, curl the spine. Now this does get the hips moving a little bit, so we're warming them up. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, curl into cat. Inhale, arch into cow. Exhale, curl into cat. Now come to a nice neutral spine. Stay in tabletop. As you exhale this time, squeeze the shoulder and hip together. It doesn't matter which one. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, squeeze to the second side. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze to the side. Be mindful there's no arch of the back here. Keep your belly lifted. Inhale through center. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale through center. Crawl forward if you need to so that you have room behind you. Extend the right leg, ball of the foot on the mat, and shift your weight back for a nice calf stretch. Shift forward, step back into plank. Now lower down the right knee, keep the left leg extended and gently press back for a nice stretch through that leg. Shift your weight to neutral, step back to plank, take a breath. This helps to energize our body and get us a little warmer, and then gently lower down the knees to the mat. Coming back into tabletop, extend the right leg behind you, heel, hip height. As you exhale, curl the spine, knee to the chest. Inhale, extend the leg behind you, flex the ankle. Exhale, pull it in, point the foot. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, extend. Flexing that ankle, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Now exhale, knee to the chest and then step the foot through. Any way you need to get it there. Start to shift your weight forward into that front foot and lift the chest for low lunge. Gently shift back into half monkey, weight on the back knee, front leg starts to straighten. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back, half monkey. It's okay if you don't flex the ankle here. It's a different sensation through the foot. Inhale, shift forward to low lunge. Exhale, shift back, half monkey. Inhale, shift forward into low lunge. Bring your hands to the inside of that front foot and flip your hips to the side of your mat for Skandasana. We'll stay lifted here, we're working on the mobility of the hips, right? So folding forward will give you a little bit more flexibility, but we're just starting out. So go ahead and flip back to your high lunge. Enjoy the lengthening through the hips here. And then take that left leg, you're gonna tuck it underneath you and come into half Lord of the Fish. So the hips come down to the mat or the sit bones and then rotate around to the right. Hug the top leg in towards your chest. This provides a nice stretch through the outer hips and thighs. Coming back into your high lunge, we're going to take that sequence one more time. Bring the hands to the inside of the front foot, flip into Skandasana, your side lunge. Staying here and breathe. Now, if you feel like you want to go a little deeper, by all means, we're not staying long. Flip back to high lunge, facing the front edge of your mat. And then tuck that left leg underneath you. Come into half Lord of the Fish. twisting around to your right. Come back to the front of your mat, find high lunge. Plant your hands down into the mat and then pull that front heel to your sit bone and float there in plank for a moment. Now roll into your right hand and come into side plank, maybe extending that floating leg out in front of you, strengthening those hips. Bring it back to regular plank. Lower down, knees and chest. Come on to the belly. We're going to take a couple rounds of cobra here. So inhale, lifting up. It can be small at first. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the head, coming into cobra, maybe a little deeper. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lifting up into cobra. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and press back, either downward facing dog or child's pose, your choice. On your next inhale, lift the head, move any props out of your way, and come into tabletop onto hands and knees. Extend the left leg out behind you, floating about hip height, ankle flexed. As you exhale, pull the thigh to your chest, pointing the foot. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, make sure you're curling that spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale, thigh to the chest. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, thigh to the chest, and then step it through. Find your low lunge. Lifting the chest slightly. And on your next exhale, go ahead and shift back into your half monkey, letting the front leg extend as it will. Inhale, shifting forward, finding that low lunge, lifting the chest. Exhale, shift it back, half monkey. Inhale, shifting forward, finding low lunge. Exhale, shift back, half monkey. Inhale, shift forward into your low lunge. Now go ahead and take the hands to the inside of the front foot and flip into your skandasana, your side lunge. Keeping yourself lifted up on fingertips, or maybe the hands can come flat, that's fine. Just breathe here and let the hips do what they're gonna do. Then flip into your high lunge, facing the front edge of your mat. Stay for a couple breaths. Now let's take that half lord of the fish. So the back leg, your right leg will tuck underneath you. Have a seat on your sit bones. As you exhale, twist around to the left. Hug that knee into the chest. Bring yourself back to high lunge, front of the mat. And we'll take that sequence one more time. Hands come to the inside of the front leg and turn into skandasana. Side lunge. On your next breath, turn yourself back into high lunge. Stay for a moment. And then tuck that back leg underneath. Find your half lord of the fish. Once the sit bones are down, you're going to twist around to the right, hugging that top leg in towards your chest. Go ahead and bring yourself back to the front of your mat, high lunge. Plant the hands down into the mat. Pull the front heel toward your sit bone and hover here for a moment. And then turn into your side plank. Weight on the left hand. Maybe that left leg extends out in front of you. Bring it back to regular plank. Lower down, knees and chest. Coming onto your belly. Let the feet release, and let's take those 3 rounds of cobra. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Now we're going to stay here on the belly. Extend the arms behind you, but turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. This activates the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So our whole back body is getting some energy here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release the arms and let them come underneath your forehead. Go ahead and rock the hips from side to side, or if you'd rather, bend the legs at the knees and windshield wiper from side to side. Go ahead and bring those legs back underneath you, hands under the shoulders. Gently press up and back, and either find your down dog or child's pose. Now, if you are inversion free, obviously downward facing dog is a no-no for you. There's many more poses that are sneaky little inversions, so if you want to learn more, check the link in the description. On your inhale, lift the head. Let's come up onto our knees, so you're standing all the way up on your knees for camel pose. You can bring a block between your heels. Hands start on the back of the hips. Inhale, lift up through the chest, and then exhale, start to hinge. You'll feel a nice sensation through the front of the hips and through the quad muscles. Keep the lower belly pulling up and in and roll those shoulders back. Now, if you want to go deeper, you can bring the hands all the way down to the heels. Totally up to you. Wherever you are today is okay. Just keep breathing. Chin to the chest, gently come up to vertical and have a seat either on your heels or on your block. Let your hands rest on your thighs and just allow yourself to feel the feels. Okay. From here, we're going to take Malasana garland pose. So you can just simply shift the feet forward if you're on a block. If not, then obviously lift the hips up and find your way into garland pose, Malasana. If it's available to you, bring the elbows to the inside of the legs, hands to prayer at the heart. And do be mindful here that you're not curling forward in the chest. We want the heart to continue lifting upward. Make sure your feet are fully connected to something. So if your heels are up, roll up a towel or your mat even underneath your heels so that they have support. You want to feel nice and grounded in this pose as those hips are opening. Nice, gentle, steady breath. Okay, gently release. If you're using props, you want to move them off to the side and have a seat on your mat. Hug the knees together and just gently rock from side to side. Tiny little rock. We're going to recline in a moment, so if you are inversion free, then go ahead and take this moment to set up your props, but don't lay down yet. Let's get some strength into those hip flexors. So find Navasana, boat pose, bringing the legs so that they're kind of in a 90-degree angle here. It's okay if you can extend them, but let's keep them bent for now because we're going to alternate the legs. So extend one out and bring the other one in. Be mindful that you're not making circles, but instead straight lines. So imagine your big toe as a marker and you want to draw straight lines with that big toe. Good, finish up. Hold on to the legs and bring the feet flat onto the mat. So from here, go ahead and lie back. Once you're there, hug the knees into the chest and hold on to the knees respectively. We're going to do some mobility here. So the legs are going to come in towards the chest, open to the side, come together, and then pull into the chest again. You want to take 3 rotations in that direction and then reverse. for 3 repetitions. And take that again, right? So going the first direction 3 times, chest open, together, in, and then reverse it, knees together and apart, pull them together at your chest, about 3 times. Then go ahead and shake those legs out in the air. You can give them a little rotation. Let's take some pigeon. So take the right ankle, cross it over the thigh, and then use your right hand on the thigh to open up that hip. You may not feel a deep sensation here, and that's okay, because now we pull it into the chest for reclined pigeon. Gently release the hands, we keep the legs in that position, and come into a spinal twist. So that top foot can either rest on the floor if that's comfortable for you, or stack the legs. With the foot flat, you get an additional hip stretch in a slightly different way than if the legs were stacked. And again, experiment, see what feels the best for you. Take one more nice deep breath here. Then bring the legs back to neutral, feet flat. Sort out the hips, make sure they're nice and square. And let's do the other side. The left ankle crosses over the opposite thigh. Gently press the thigh away from you. Create some space there in the hip flexor. And then come into your reclined pigeon, so pulling the legs toward you. Getting a nice stretch through the piriformis and the gluteus medius. Now I'm getting nerdy on you, telling you the muscles. But at any rate, go ahead and release that and come into your twist. Get some additional stretch in that outer hip. Again, the foot can be flat or you can stack the legs, whatever feels better for you. Take one more nice deep breath here. Now let's bring the legs back to neutral, sort out the hips, make sure they're right underneath you, and let's take reclined bound angle pose. Bottoms of the feet together, knees fall out to the side. And let your arms rest by your sides as well. So anywhere from shoulder height all the way down to your hips, wherever you like them to be. You can let your eyes close here and just allow yourself to relax. Feel your body melting into the mat or your props if you're on them. And when you're ready, extend the legs long underneath you for Shavasana. Make sure they're about mat width apart, falling to their natural rotation. If it's chilly where you are, bring a blanket over you to stay warm. Arms by your sides, palms up. Let the eyes close if they're not already, and take rest in stillness. Start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrist, ankles, hands, and feet. And then go ahead and extend the arms up by your ears, overhead, legs together underneath you for a big full body stretch. And either hug the knees in towards your chest and gently rock from side to side, or let the feet be flat and rock the legs from side to side. Roll onto your right side into fetal position, using the bottom arm as a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position, eyes remain closed. And either bring your hands together in prayer at your heart, or one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Take this opportunity to check in with how you feel in this moment after our practice. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually? Now take a moment for some gratitude. What are you thankful for in this moment and why? Thank you so much for practicing with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. See you next time. Avoiding going upside down in your yoga classes? Avoid common mistakes that are made when staying head over heart to accelerate your transformation. Click the link in the comments to learn more and to get my free guide on how to modify common poses.